It was just a comment. 3 sentences. And now, HR won't stop looking at me like I kicked a dog. It all started with a dumb comment. Well, technically it started with a headset. I like the Logitech H390s. Comfy ear cups. Soft boom mic. No rubber stink. Someone had taken them from the hot desk drawer again, and when I finally found them on Alex's desk, he tried to act like they'd always been his. I, however, wasn't in the mood. We exchanged barbs. Standard passive-aggressive office nonsense. He mocked my spreadsheets. I mocked his lunch. Then, he said something personal. Something meant to sting. It didn't. So I just tilted my head and softly said, "Like you can talk. We all know why you're going to the toilet 5 or 6 times a day. How dumb do you think we are?" And that was it. No yelling, no name calling, just those 3 simple sentences. But his face went white, then red. Then he stormed out. Didn't pack up his stuff, didn't say anything, just walked straight out of the building. The next day, HR came to my desk, tapped me on the shoulder. They asked if I had a moment. Sure. It turns out I did not have a moment. I had a full-blown disciplinary intervention. They walked me into a glass-walled meeting room. There were 7 people seated around a long oval table. One had a legal pad. One had a name tag that just said Wellbeing. There was a person in there from facilities and one from security. Someone was clearly there from legal but hadn't introduced themselves. And Anna from HR was doing that voice. You know the one. The tone people use when they're trying to sound both gentle and emotionally detached. Before we begin, we just want to say we take these matters extremely seriously. That's when I knew this wasn't about headsets. This wasn't even about Alex. This was serious. They repeated back the quote I said verbatim. Like you can talk. We all know why you're going to the toilet 5 or 6 times a day. Then silence. All eyes on me. What did you mean by that? Anna asked. I froze. I hadn't meant anything. It was a bluff, a generic insult, the kind of vague threat you throw out in desperation, hoping something sticks. I was just trying to win. But now, watching them all watch me, it hit me. There was something going on with Alex. Something serious, something medical, maybe something legal. Was he transitioning? Was it some mental health condition? A criminal investigation? Had I just humiliated a protected witness? I stalled. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Anna nodded. Take your time. Everyone leant forward. It was silent enough to hear the fluorescent light hum. And then, miraculously, something came to me. Look. Every time I go into the toilet after Alex, like within 10 minutes or so, it smells like strawberry cheesecake or mango pavlova. I assumed he was vaping. I didn't want to put in a formal complaint, I just wanted him to know he wasn't being subtle. I didn't think it was a huge deal. I just didn't like the attitude he gave me about the headset, so I called him out. That's all. They all stared. The facilities guy looked at security. Wellbeing made a note. Legal sipped water. Anna sighed, just a little, and gave the faintest nod. That would explain the fruity smell reports, she said quietly. Facilities guy whispered, so it wasn't Rick. The air shifted. We were coming down the other side of the mountain. Anna spoke again. We'll be closing this incident with a note for mediation, but we won't pursue formal escalation unless if Alex chooses to pursue it independently. I nodded, trying to look solemn. Is he okay? Anna paused. He is taking time. It's a sensitive matter. That's all we're authorized to say. The meeting wrapped. People stood. I stayed seated. I noticed he unfriended me on Instagram and Facebook. Everyone stopped. Anna half smiled. Let's stay focused on the professional domain, shall we? And then the facilities guy muttered, this is why we don't do social media connections at work. Anna shot him a look. I wasn't done. I needed to seal the deal. Look, I said, I probably should not have said it the way I did, but I've never believed in going straight to management. If someone's doing something wrong, they deserve a chance to fix it themselves. I just wanted to give him that chance. Anna nodded slowly. She was writing something down. But then she looked at me, dead in the eye, and said, let's just say someone vaping in the toilet 5 times a day is about 0.01% as serious as what we're dealing with here. A few of the others flinched. Someone said too much. But now I can't stop thinking about it. What if he was transitioning, quietly, privately, using the store for hormone shots, and I turned it into a punchline? Or maybe he had a chronic bowel condition, something surgical, life-altering, and I framed it like skiving. What if he was praying, or grieving, or managing court-mandated check-ins? And the worst thought? What if he actually did have a doctor's note for vaping in the toilet? Some specialist exemption from nicotine regulation, or anxiety therapy, or God knows what. And me, the guy making up a fruity vape smell to bluff his way out of an HR inquisition. And I accidentally nailed it. Blind. If that's what happened, I would genuinely be the worst person alive.